What's up, movie lovers? I'm Mike, and this is Gotta Love Them Movies. Okay, so the time has come for me to finally talk about Captain America Civil War. It's been about 3 weeks, and I apologize. I apologize to everybody out there, but I needed some time to think about this one. So, if you haven't seen the movie, well, what are you waiting for? It's been out for 3 weeks, so we're talking full spoilers. So, if you haven't seen the movie, too bad. You have been warned. So here's the thing, guys. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie. It's not Marvel's best movie. A lot of people are saying that it is. Kevin Smith. Yeah, so it's a really good movie. It's got a really good story, but there's some problems with it. It's not perfect. First and foremost, Crossbones. He's at the beginning of the movie, and then he dies just like that. Kind of for no reason. There's not really a good reason that Crossbones dies. Granted, he's victim to his own demise. Oh, right, fine, sure, cool. Alright, cool, okay, cool, great, awesome. But here's the thing. Baron Zemo, the main villain, I guess, if you can call him that. And I'm not saying anything new that other people haven't been saying, but Baron Zemo's like the whole pitting the Avengers against each other, that whole thing would have worked so much better had it been Crossbones behind everything. Because it kind of, like, there's certain points of the story. First of all, when Zemo is introduced, you kind of like, who is this guy? And then, when you start realizing, oh, he's kind of like doing like all this shady underground stuff to try to get to Bucky to like tear the team apart so that Cap has to save Bucky and Iron Man is like anti-Bucky. You know, but it gets a little complicated. But had Crossbones been behind everything, I think that would have made a little bit more sense. There would have been more reasoning for him to be behind it. And yes, everyone's saying, oh, you know, it's kind of nice and it's poetic that you know, that a victim of Sokovia would have been behind this. You know, it makes it a little bit more personal. And it does. It completely does. And I agree with that. But the conflict still lies in, are we going to go with a more sentimental? Are we going to go with a more sentimental approach to this? Or are we going to go with a more story-driven approach to this? It's fine. It's fine. It works. I'll tell you something that doesn't work. What was up with like Tony Stark's like vision glasses thing that project your hopes and dreams? What was that? I thought we were gonna see that again later in the movie, and we didn't. And you got to see like this really weird, like 35-year younger Tony Stark, which I guess was cool. Sure. I just didn't see a point in that. Yeah, I guess like the whole purpose of that scene was to try to give us like more like care about Tony Stark's parents, so that when you find out that they were the ones that were killed in the car accident by Bucky, that you've got more, I don't know. It's, again, it was fine. It worked, but I feel like there were other things. Okay, here's the thing. Captain America Civil War, it could have been like 45 minutes shorter, you know? The things that were awesome in this movie were awesome. They were amazing. Like, I've yet to hear one person say any negative, bad thing about the airport fight sequence. It was the most intense. It was incredible. Like, there were actual stakes. There were reasons for them to be there. That whole it was brilliant. And then Ant-Man turning into Giant Man. I knew it was coming. And it was just the most exhilarating thing. I loved it. I absolutely flat out loved it. And then it was over, and we had to sit through more exposition and more story. Again, which is fine. But in a comic book superhero movie, I expect there to be more comic book superhero elements. And there weren't. It was a lot of story. Which, here's the thing. You know, strip everything away. Strip everything away from what you think about this movie. We live in a day and age, and I'm going to bring up this point again next week when I talk about X-Men Apocalypse. Oh, X-Men Apocalypse. But this is a good problem to have, you guys. This is, we are living in a day and age where we never thought we would see any of these movies. So for anyone to sit back and say, oh, this is such a boring movie, that's kind of a good problem to have, because it's a good movie. It's not boring. There's nothing really boring about Captain America Civil War. It's a bit long-winded at times, and there's a lot of story to get through. Which makes like the action sequences that much juicier. The end fight scene between Tony, Steve, and Buck was great. But it wasn't quite the spectacular moment I think we were looking for, you know? I think we wanted something a little bigger, a little brighter. And, you know, it's fine. We didn't get, like, we got the big and bright. Holy crap, did we get the big and bright. We got, Scarlet Witch versus Vision. We got Hawkeye versus Black Widow. We got Iron Man versus Captain America. We had Falcon versus whoever he was fighting, Spider-Man. Like, holy cow, there were some amazing scenes. And like the whole part where Tony Stark shows up to Peter Parker's address in Brooklyn, or not Brooklyn, excuse me, Queens. It's right over there, actually. It's a little more south that way, but it's still it's in there. It doesn't matter, guys. There were some really great scenes in this movie. And like I said, there were some long-winded scenes, and I kind of feel like I'm being a little long-winded right now, so my apologies. Anyway, point being, great movie. Not the best. Couple more points I want to make about Captain America Civil War. End sequence, like post-credit scene, Spider-Man's like up on ceiling. Yeah, that was kind of cool. It wasn't anything revelatory. It was, it was pretty awesome. It was, just another way of Marvel saying, look, fans, we're doing what you want us to do. We're keeping these characters true to the comics. Completely are. Hats off to you, Marvel. Thank you. I'm going to put a theory out there, and you guys say what you want. This is my theory. I don't know how true this theory is going to prove out to be. But Storm, Aurora Monroe, was she in the movie? Because there's that scene where, there's a beautiful bald-headed black woman with, big, huge gold loopy earrings, and she's kind of escorting Black Panther to, which, can I say Black Panther? Like, Chadwick Boseman is amazing. I mean, come on, you guys. Chadwick Boseman, man. Anyway, so, Storm. This woman is escorting Black Panther to the car, and Black Widow's there, and she's like, move, and she's like, you gonna make me, or something, I don't know, whatever, it was some kind of exchange. She kind of looked like Storm. In the comics, Storm and Black Panther are married. Is it possible? So, okay. So follow me on this one. It's maybe it's a bit out there, but it may not be that far out there. So here's the thing. Marvel has canceled their Inhumans movie. Why? There's a lot of Inhuman stuff going on in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so that's one possible reason. We'll get to my theory in a second. Evidence portion thing number 2. Fox, 20th Century Fox has canceled their Gambit movie. And there's a lot of shady business going on with you know, all of their X-Men property stuff right now. I mean, we know that the next X-Men movie coming out is going to be set in the 90s. Okay, cool. I hope I'm looking forward to that, which I will talk more X-Men stuff in a later video when I talk about X-Men Apocalypse. Has Fox finally seen how great these films are and how much money they can make if they kind of lease these characters like Sony did with Spider-Man? Can they? Is there some kind of a deal going on that nobody's talking about? I really hope so. I genuinely hope so, because the X-Men, and I will talk more about this later, have been my favorite, have been my absolute favorite thing ever in the comic books, ever to be history or whatever. In history. Favorite. But they still haven't, I mean, they still haven't been done right on the big screen. They haven't. There's some good movies out there. There's some good X-Men movies. They're fine. Yep. But they're not the X-Men that I know. All this to say, is Storm in the movie? Is there some kind of an underground deal that we don't know about? And so they're just kind of slipping her in? I hope, because that would be awesome. I kid you not. That would be like one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I would love that. So anyway, guys, I want to know what your thoughts on Captain America Civil War are. Let me know in the comment section below. Definitely go see it in theaters. It's totally worth it. The big screen experience. Don't watch it on your phone. I mean, if you want to wait for it to come out on DVD or Blu-ray or digital HD, you're going to be waiting a while. And it's so worth it. It's a fun movie when the fun parts are on screen. So, yeah. Captain America Civil War, gotta love them movies, is gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
Meet me at Omar's. Be ready for me. I'm going after that truck. Oh. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go.
Also, if you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And I got that switched backwards, like, subscribe, it doesn't matter. And if you really, really like this video, share it, because sharing is caring. Alright, movie lovers, I'm out of here.